Alright guys, got a new quad here to show, and this is the Eachine E010, and the reason I got this is, you might be able to see the picture, we're going to take it out. It's very similar to the Blade Inductrix. As you can see, it looks similar. We'll take it out and take a look at everything, but this ready to fly is I think 16 bucks, got it on Amazon. This ready to fly is like 70. Now I love this thing. Put like 100 flights on it. I've had different people fly it. It's basically been indestructible, never had to fix anything, flies like new. Really love the Blade Inductrix. It's a little expensive, but like I said, I've flown it and I've had many other people fly it, and it's held up amazing and it flies so good. So I'd really recommend the Inductrix, but is this as good? We're going to have to take this out of the box and see. I'm going to maybe, looks like it has some tape I might have to get undone here. But we'll take it out of the box and look at it and give it a flight test and see how good it is for the 16 bucks I paid as compared to 70. So let's go ahead and take it out and give it a test. And I will put, if I didn't say it yet, my flight and review videos in the description for this so you can check out the differences. But we're going to get rid of this now because this video we're going to focus on this Eachine E010. Alright, so this is what's in the ready to fly package. And here we have our charger, USB charger, and 4 extra blades. Looks like that's it. Have our instruction manual. Have our transmitter. And I'm pretty sure this does some flips. I gotta look through the instructions while I'm charging and just make sure I know everything it does. But I'm pretty sure it does some flips, and it has a return home function as well. And then we have trims for the spinning and for the cyclic forward, backward, right, left. This is going to take some AAA, I believe. Oh no, 2 AA it looks like. Those don't come with it. And then the quadcopter itself. And I said I'm going to get rid of the Inductrix, but I'm going to bring it back side by side one more time just so we can take a look here. As you can see, almost the exact same size. Very, very similar setup. The blades are almost the same. It's a very similar little quad there. So hopefully this will be durable too and fly really well, and it might be a great option for a very cheap price. Now I noticed a couple differences when I was looking, but they're, I'm sure there's differences in the circuit boards and a little minor differences here. You can tell from the bottom here, this one uses this, believe it's a single cell still, but it's a bigger battery and it plugs in there, whereas this one uses this little single cell battery. It's skinnier but longer. That's what you use in the Inductrix here, and it plugs into that. So it's a little bit different setup, but overall very, very similar. So it looks like this could be good. Now of course everything depends on how it flies. So let me get this thing charged up and all ready, and then we'll go ahead and give it a flight test and see how this thing does. Alright, we're all charged up and ready to fly. Now I looked through this manual, and this is comes from China, I'm sure, and cheap helicopter, and the manual, it's not that great. Here on the transmitter it shows some things. Multifunction button, shift to inverted flight, touch, hold, and press key to enter headless mode. We're not going to do headless mode, but trimming start button. That's never heard of a trimming start button, so we'll have to see what that does. Of course, these are obvious. Fine-tuning. Here's carefree mode. So I guess this isn't trim, like I said earlier. This is return home and carefree mode. I'm guessing the carefree is headless mode, and then this is a key to return. And then it said you push in on one of these sticks for 360 flips, but go here, this is just operating instructions showing power on and binding it. Operation control, that's just your standard flight controls. And then here's adjustment of trims. And it's kind of telling you what to do, but it's just like not very well written, and it's hard to tell exactly everything. But it looks like I got a good idea. I'm not sure dual rates, how I get that going. But it says 360 flip. You press down on the right transmitter and it'll beep once, and to enter advanced mode. And down here it says if you press down on the right, it'll beep, and then push on the right stick to the left and it'll flip to the left. So push down on that right stick to do your flips. Again, I'm not sure about dual rates, but that is the whole instruction manual in English. That's it. So I don't see anything about dual rates. I don't see anything. Or I guess that's basically all. I don't know what dual rates is, and then I don't know what this start or trimming start button is. No idea what that means. But we're going to take this up, give it a try, press all the buttons and see what happens, and see how it flies. So let's give it a go. Alright guys, we're all plugged in and ready to give this a test flight. Now I did see in the manual too you can calibrate it by holding down to the left on both sticks, and then it should blink. So let me try to do this where you can see it blink. And now it should be calibrated. So first thing we're going to do is just take it up, see if we can get a hands-off hover. Try to get this throttle kind of level here so I can maybe take my hand off it. I'm just messing with the throttle a little bit. Let me get a little farther up there. We might need a little bit of trim, but I'm just flying with throttle and trim here. Looks like maybe a little bit left and right trim. See if we can get it to sit here now. I mean, that's pretty darn good right here. I'm barely doing anything. I'm just keeping the throttle where it needs to be, and now it's fully hands off. That is very, very stable. So we're obviously going to start in a low rate. This is how fast, let me bring it closer to us. This is how fast it'll spin. Pretty quick for a low rate, not bad at all. Our actual movements here, got a little too high. Movements here are slow and steady enough that beginners can probably learn a bit on, but you still have, oops, went to the ground there. See if I can get out of there. But you still have pretty good control. Let me just fly it around a bit here so you can see. It feels very connected right off the bat here. Super, super nice feeling. As you can see, I'm able to do these little tight circles, which I like to do. If you see my reviews, I usually like to see if they'll spin quick enough. And this is in low rates. Very, very connected and feels very like smooth on the sticks when I'm doing everything. It just does it right when I tell it to. Pretty impressed. Now, let me land it. Oops. It seems to be like losing some power. Maybe I'm not giving it enough throttle sometimes. Let me just go ahead and land it up here. Now, I found out just by sitting here, I cannot push in on this, and I cannot push in on this. So there's nothing behind those. So we're going to go ahead and try this top button and see what it does. I'm thinking it might be the trick button, but we'll see. So hit the top button here. It's beeping. Oh, okay, so that's the trick button. And then you press the direction you want the trick to go. So let's try that again. I'm not going to put the transmitter on screen. I just want to pay attention so I can... Oh, it did it. But as I said before, it seems to be slightly low on blade power. Because I'm giving it 100%. Alright. I give it 100% right when I do the trick. 100%. And it still drops down a little bit. So you need a lot of... I'm 100% that whole time. I'll tell you when I go to 100. I'm just hovering now, pressing the trick button. 100%. Okay, that one stayed up a little better. Trick button, 100%, push forward, oop, hit the table. 100%, ooh. So, not bad. It does flips, but I could tell you right off the bat, the Inductrix has more power. And it wouldn't go down like that and so low. This one feels very nice, but it definitely has a little bit less power. Let's go ahead and hit this button. Okay, by how that sounds like 1 and 2, like low rate, high rate. So I'm now in number 2. Just check that again. 1, 2. So now I'm in 2. Let's see if that's a high rate. Oh, Yep. Actually, let me flip back and forth between 1 and 2. I'm in 1. Now I'm in 2. It definitely tips more. When I go too fast, it seems to want to lose some altitude on me. A little bit low on power, but see, when I turn real quick, it's losing some power here. But I can do my little tight spins. Wow, very nice. I'm at 100% throttle and I'm going down though. When you tell it to do a lot of stuff, it seems to lose throttle a little bit. Pirouettes here. See if I can get up my camera so I can show you how fast they are. They're a little faster for sure. And I'm at 100% here, guys. Seriously, I'm at 100% throttle and I'm going down. Upside down. So, looks like I need to maybe calibrate this again. I just did a quick calibration there. Okay, now it's a lot smoother. And again, hands off hover. I mean, this thing is really stable. Looks like I'm blinking red. Maybe. Are my lights blinking? Maybe that's just because I'm in mode 2. It doesn't look like they're blinking like crazy like the battery's out. Let me go back to mode 1. Mode 1 they're blinking in too, so the battery might be getting low. Let me go ahead and charge this up, and then we'll finish up the flight and finish up the review. Just as I was picking it up, it started blinking like crazy. So I think that first slow blink is like a warning, you should land soon, and then the high blink is like, land now. Alright, while that charges, I went ahead and plugged in my Blade Inductrix. I just want to take it up for 30 seconds or a minute, just to kind of feel the difference. It's set up on my DX10. I forget what buttons do everything. I know the Inductrix has a few modes, and I think it flips, and you can do all types of stuff with it as well. But I haven't flown it in a long time, so I'm not sure all the buttons. So I'm just going to fly it in whatever standard mode I'm in. And it looks like I'm in a good mode with a pretty good amount of tip there, as you can see. And I'm only at about 50% throttle when I'm hovering, and I can go spin around. Oh geez, yeah, so much more power. This is a kind of its medium-low rates. I'm pretty sure I set these up on my DX8 as well, so as you can see here though. And I'm only at about 50% throttle, and it's keeping its height in the air when I'm spinning and stuff. The other one was losing height, and I was at 100%. Well, I lost that if you saw because I was going crazy. Am I out of battery already? It's blinking on me. Go ahead and throw in the other battery real quick. Pretty sure I just checked these and they were supposed to be charged. But I could tell right away just that this has more power. So since I'm kind of comparing the two and seeing which one is better, or is it worth getting the other one, this one just goes up so fast. It has so much power. It flies. I wish I could set this into the advanced mode. I just forget what button it was. But as you can see, I can correct mistakes. If I'm going to hit the wall, I can correct it. And I'm nowhere near full throttle. This thing's had, I don't know, probably 100 batteries through it at least. Many people have flown it. And it just flies really, really well. Now the other one flies great too, but I was having a little bit of power issues, so we'll see. I'm going to put that new battery in and fly it in the high rates, and we'll finish up the review and flight of it. I just wanted to get a little bit of a feel for the Inductrix versus it, and then I'll talk to you guys at the end about which one I think is the better deal and which one you should get based on your skill level. For me, I do like how this Inductrix is flying right now. But we're going to go ahead and land it. I just wanted to get a little feel of it and show you guys it. Again, I'll put my review of this in the description. But for now, we'll just put it back down. And we will let the E010 fully charge up and then finish up the review. Alright, we're fully charged up again. Going to go ahead, put it into mode 2, and give it another flight. Now we got a full brand new charged battery. Shouldn't matter. LiPos are, they give basically full power throughout the flight. So this shouldn't affect our throttle too much. Looks like I might have a little more. I'm moving around a lot. And it seems a little better than it did before. That's weird because LiPos are supposed to give pretty much the same power throughout the whole flight. But it seems like in the beginning of the battery, oh, I'm up near 90% now. I would, oh, yep. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Trying to just fly it around fast here. I am up at 100% and I'm not like flying into the ceiling. I'm at 100% right now, still at 100%, still at 100%. I'm getting pretty high. I'm at 100% right now. It did go up. I will say there's definitely less power than the Inductrix, but it seems to be doing a little better now that the battery's just brand new charged. But I'm at 100% throttle right now, 100%, I'm still at 100, but we're going up. I let it go there because I was going to hit the ceiling. I'm at 100% throttle this whole time. This is all 100%, and I'm going up a little. Alright, so it has a little more power than I thought, or than it was displaying right before the battery was dying there. As you can see here, I'll try to get another hands-off hover. I'm just not getting the throttle perfect, but other than the throttle, I'm not controlling anything other than that little thing I just did. It seems to be going a little bit to the left there. Give it one or two trims to the right. Other than a little bit of throttle, that's hands-off. So it is you know, it is pretty nice little quad. Now that I've compared them, it just doesn't, I'm at 100% throttle again. I just have to go to 100% throttle way too much. I've been at 100% throttle the last about 5 seconds. This is 100% throttle and I was going down. I couldn't get back up and then above the couch high enough to correct myself. So let's talk about the final two things that I'm not going to show. There's a return home, which we're so small. We're in such a small room here with lots of obstacles. I'm not going to try the return home because I think it's going to just be too small in here. You know what? I'll give it a go. I don't know if I have to restart it or what. I'm going to take it up and I'm going to hit the return home button. I'm just going to bring it up. I'm going to go forward. Just go over there and I'm going to see if maybe it'll come back towards the transmitter. So return home. It's blinking, but it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. It's just blinking. Huh. That's weird. It didn't want to do anything there. It just started blinking. Maybe I need to read the instructions more on the return home, but this isn't a quad that's a big outdoor quad that you're going to get far away and need it to come back. It doesn't have GPS and all that stuff, so it's probably not a feature I'd use anyways, since, you know, I'm only going to be flying probably 30 feet from myself at the most. And then it has headless mode, which I don't use headless mode. I think it's a gimmick. You really should learn how to fly properly so you can actually fly your quadcopter rather than the headless modes, which are a gimmick. They could be good on big outdoor quads with film equipment on them so that you can get some steady shots and not have to worry about orientation. But you know, if you're going to be learning to fly these little things, you should learn how to fly the correct way. So we're not going to test the orientation mode, but it does have it. But I'm happy I took up the Inductrix and then took this back up because I'm at 100% throttle, 100% throttle, I'm at 100% throttle. Oops, flipped it there. I didn't even do the trick, it just flipped on its own because I was messing with it. So there are times that 100% throttle, let's see if I can get this on camera for you guys, if I can keep my hands here. Well, 100%, see that? And I was barely going anywhere. I don't know if I'm on screen, I'm trying to look. I lost it. Alright, I'm at 100% throttle here, and as you can see, I'm not going up. I don't know if you could see that I was at 100% throttle, but I'm at 100% throttle, and it's not going up. It should be going up. And it kind of went up there at the end, but it's not very fast. Okay, so let's finish off the review. Basically, what I'd say is, this seems to be built like the Inductrix. It has a nice, you know, the ducted fan type of quadcopter style. So it's very protected, and it's going to be very durable, just like the Inductrix. I've crashed that so many times. And it looks like this one's pretty durable too. I've crashed it a few times as well. The things that it's lacking in are power. The actual controls of it are really nice. As you see, when it's giving me enough power, I can, oop, that's 100% throttle and it's just going down. You can see that when I actually do some tricks, it really does control nice and it flies really nice. But which one should you get? Well, this is about 16 bucks on Amazon, and the Blade Inductrix is 70 bucks for the ready to fly. It's 50 bucks for the bind and fly. So which one should you get? Well, if you just want to, not spend much, spend less than 20 bucks and get a nice quad to learn on a little bit and everything, it would be great. You could definitely learn on this. I left this sticker on the whole time. Made in China. It's definitely a nice quad. For the price, it's awesome. Unlike some of the other quadcopters you get, it's very well protected with these guards, and it's going to be pretty darn durable as far as I can tell. It looks to be built very similar to the Inductrix, which I've crashed really hard and never had any damage. So if you want to just get something and you're like a beginner, maybe an intermediate flyer, I'd say go with this. You can definitely learn a lot, get your orientation down, fly around the room, learn how to do figure eights, learn how to do everything, and then you can move up at a later time to something more expensive. Now, if you're kind of in between intermediate advanced, or you're an advanced flyer, then I'd say, go for something else. This is awesome, and it could be fun. You still get it if you want it. It's awesome. If you don't have an Inductrix or something, this is really cheap to get. But if you want to have a ton more control, the Blade Inductrix really is awesome. And if you're an advanced flyer, you probably have something like I was flying with, like a DX8 or a DX6. And then you can get the $50 bind to fly model and set up all types of things on the transmitter and really make the Inductrix awesome. Now it is more expensive, 50 bucks compared to a little bit under 20 bucks. But the Inductrix has a lot more power, and the advanced flyer is going to like the Inductrix more because it is just more of an advanced flight and it has more power to do all the tricks you would want. But overall, again, anyone could get one of these and enjoy it. It's definitely a nice flyer. It just lacks a little power, and for 16 bucks, really, really amazing price. So, again, that's the E010, or it might be E010, and really nice flyer. Have any questions about it, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see y'all later. Happy flying.